And welcome to Football Park, a magnificent atmosphere here tonight. And the South Australian team, it sounds like, are about to come out. Almost a full house here. We think 44 to 45,000 people in. And this is the one and only State of Origin match for 1994. So we welcome viewers around Australia to Seven's coverage of the South Australian Victorian State of Origin. Now for South Australia, Visca and Rouvray are both out of the team. No major surprises there. And for the Victorians, who ran out on the ground about 2 or 3 minutes earlier than the South Australians, Broderick is out of the 23 they brought across. Here's the Victorians being led by Gary Lyon. There's a lot of experience in the team, but there are 8 players playing for the first time in the Big V in the 22. Conditions are pretty good here. It's cool, but it's very dry. There's Ablett, oldest man out there tonight at 32 years of age and raring to go at full forward. It should be a magnificent match. Don Scott joining us in commentary. Welcome. There is a great atmosphere here, isn't there?
It's just terrific, Bruce, and the South Australians really get behind it. Really does make it something.
Well, Neil Curley and Dipper both told us a moment ago before we came on air that the atmosphere in the club rooms is electrifying. There's Platten, who's playing tonight his 12th State of Origin game. Modra will be most important, and Kernahan has been such a star for South Australia over many years.
Well, I was down in the Victorian room before, Bruce, and they're really focused on what they're doing there. The important thing with both of these sides is to get the right balance. You've got to get a little bit of emotion involved as well as the skill that these players do possess. If you go one way or the other, you really do miss out. That's getting the balance is the important thing. Chris McDermott there, the captain, but that's a very experienced lineup as far as State of Origin football is concerned.
McDermott getting $8,000 in match payments tonight in playing because of the retention scheme in South Australia. We look at the Victorians, and there he is, McDermott, leading as he always does from the front tonight. And the Victorian squad, 8
we know
newcomers.
a little bit more about the Victorian squad. The South Australians playing very close to their chest, but Nathan Burke will play on the halfback flank. Mark Harvey will pick up Darren Jarman. Craig Scholl with Smart, Silvani Modra, Langford Kernahan. Hannah will go with Anderson. Anderson will be playing on the wing. Tregenza will be picked up by Tingay. Steins will be in the forward pocket as he is with Melbourne. Barnes in the ruck. Kelthorpe will be ruck roving. And I assume that Matthew Hogg will be going with Platten.
So the Victorian tactics has been to man up a lot in their pre-match preparation for this big game. South Australia has won 5 of the last 7 encounters. The Vics won 5 out of the first 6 in State of Origin.
It's the name of the game.
I think it fits him quite well. But what a beautiful night we've got. We've just watched now a few of the matchups, Don, but perfect conditions here at Football Park. Not much breeze, and the ground surface is spot on. There's the first surprise, I think. Richard Champion on Gary Ablett.
I'm just going around it. Hannah should be picked up. Yes, he is picking up Anderson.
Ben Hart's got Steins.
Jamison going with Lyon. No, that's Smart down there, isn't it? Smart at half back.
Wanganeen loose in defence for South Australia at the moment. South Australia kicking to the left and Victoria going to the right of screen. Full house here. Fantastic atmosphere. Wren got the first tap. Hocking got the first kick towards half forward. Barnes starting in the ruck for Victoria. Hart running off Steins. Very good handball. Wanganeen, as I said, loose in defence early. He's kicked towards half forward. Collins will go with Francis. Oh, good tackle on Collins. A beauty. And free kick given against the tackle from Cattler. It looked to be all right. Collins switches it out wide. Now Scholl has been given a tagging job early. Back towards the centre half forward area. Big fly at the back by Wren. He's playing in his first interstate match. And he takes the mark and gives it off to the Brownlow medalist.
Well, Wanganeen off the left foot. Good kick up towards half forward. Goes to the back. Kernahan read it a little bit better. Maybe a bit fortunate. The kick fell in short. Overrunning it was Barnes. Picked up by Modra. Handball into the path of Russell. Gets it onto his right foot. You can already see the pace of the game as different to the home-and-home matches. Players throwing it on their boot very, very quickly.
Well,
it's out of bounds.
You've got the best here, Ian, and naturally the tempo is going to rise just that little bit, and it's just terrific to witness players of this calibre. Todd Viney, that's an interesting one on interchange.
Jamison.
Leslie.
I think it may have been Troy Bond, one of the others. Here's Andrew Jarman. South Australia kicked the ball in towards the full forward area. Silvani taking no risks there and knocks it over for a boundary throw in, again in the right forward pocket, perhaps a little closer to the South Australian goal. Stephen Silvani, what a big job he's got. And we have a look at the weather. The current temperature 10 and the expected minimum 6. But I've already mentioned pretty good conditions for a game of football.
Francis runs into the pocket. Collins puts the pressure on out of play.
And Gavin Wanganeen's a loose man in defence for South Australia. He's around the midfield area at the moment. He hasn't got an opponent.
In the pocket, Kernahan doing the ruck work. Wren came over the top. Calthorpe trying to barge his way through. Hocking emerges with it. Advantage given to Victoria's. Hocking through centre half back. Goes up towards centre wing. Good grab taken by Grant. Rashudo with a job on him. Grant's kick up towards the 50-metre line. Hart coming out in front. Oh, terrific mark. Steins over the top.
We might have to do something here, Bruce. That's the second time Jim Steins has been led to the ball by Hart.
Hart swings it wide. Wren loose, takes it in the centre square. Just backward of the defensive areas. He goes back towards Smart, who's playing across half-back. Smart swings it out wide. Champion running up there with Ablett. Ablett a long way from home. Champion's drawn him out and Collins runs it out. Neil Curley.
I'd just like to know what's happened to holding the ball rule.
Why?
Because there's been 2 instances already where it's been holding the man instead of holding the ball.
There's the record. 13 times the two teams have played since 1979.
Well, out of that ruck contest, the hand pass received by Nathan Burke. He's kicked towards half forward. It clears all the players. Coming out strongly, Ben Hart. He's defended grandly in the early part of this game. Champion gets back to help him out. A little kick. Finds Anderson. Anderson quickly. A kick across his body up towards centre wing. And a top effort. Nearly the mark taken by Brown, but picked up by Burke. He gets the ball back to Barnes. Barnes a short kick. Gathered by Grant. Sweeping hand pass. Now the Vicks into attack. Look at Langford going for goal. He's kicked to the square. Stands at the back. Plans on your penalty. You're gone. Absolutely. And there's 46,000 fans that are going to let that umpire make a decision if he needed it. But no sirree. It came from Dennis Rich and it was spot on.
And again, Jim Steins behind. You can see on that occasion behind, really, he should have been paid the free kick to Hart.
Top effort by Ben Hart. Giving away centimetres and obviously kilos. The kick out towards the half-back flat region and a good mark taken by Anderson. Gets it to Rashudo. McDermott back to Rashudo. The youngster, 18 years of age. Good play up towards full forward. Modra, this time pushed over by Silvani. And the Vicks defence. Was it stand up? No, it doesn't. The free kick. So Francis takes the free kick. He's probably just within distance. It'll test Tony Francis.
Victorians playing behind at the moment, more intent on the man.
Francis, kick for goal. Pretty good. First score to the Crow Eaters. Touched. Don't get excited, folks. It's only behind. Silvani to kick back in.
The Victorians not playing a physical game when I say they're more interested in the man. They're being led to the ball by their opponents. They've got to take the ascendancy and hit the ball themselves.
Silvani very short, gets to Calthorpe. Premiership player from last year, now playing for the Big V for the first time. Gary Lyon, free kick against Smart. The Victorian captain out of the centre square. South Australia leading by that solitary point. All very short. Brown has to go with courage and skill. Takes on 2. Tries to get run down back to Lyon. Lyon, little one again. Short and comes off. The vision was excellent. Got Mercury.
The reason Lyon went out to the right was that Ablett led to the left and he just couldn't get there. Lyon with the kick.
Champion under pressure, Ablett with him. Ablett takes it off Champion. Legged Ablett, play on handball, terrific. Grant went without it. Jarman's hands, brilliant. Plotting away from half back to centre wing. Darren Jarman in the front spot. Cleverly knocks it on towards Francis. Burke to go with him and out of play.
Already Gavin Brown has shown the Victorian aggression at the football when he went through there from the Gary Lyon hand pass earlier. Was terrific stuff from a vice-captain of a representative team.
South Australia odds-on favourites here with a home ground advantage at 2-1 on. The Vicks 11-8 with Sportsbook.
Well, nothing much happening there, and the umpire, of course, will call for a bounce. Johnny Platten, that grand rover who has represented Hawthorn with such distinction. The bounce, Kernahan takes it out of the air, gets it to Russell. Russell's kick towards half forward. Marking contest, up high, over the top. was Darren Jarman. It comes down now. Here's a chance for Cregenza. His kick gives Modra plenty of space. It's quick, but so is Silvani. Modra's kick is a beauty. Oh, it's touched on the line, Andrew Collins. You were good.
What a fantastic effort by Modra. That was terrific stuff.
Well, don't the players lift their momentum in a game? Well, state football, yes, but certainly here, this is like a hot box here at Football Park.
Langford to Barnes, Barnes from half-back to centre wing. Brown will go high and take a good mark over McDermott. Then chips it on line, running for him. It's the second time they've looked for one another. Smart against the flow. Hocking took him out cleverly. Grant back to Hocking. Hocking rides the tackle. Run down Tingate, good tackle, he's gone. Holding it. Platten's handball to McDermott. It is a hot box here, Robbo. It's great to be here too. Wanganeen's little one to McKay. Back to Wanganeen's fourth kick coming up. Squeezes it down towards Anderson. Takes a specky onto Russell. Russell with a neat looking kick to half forward. Now Kernahan from Kapler to the goal square. Modra versus Silvani. Man on man. Great clash. Silvani tries to go without it. Kapler's handball. Modra probably should have pushed it onto Francis. Francis comes back. Gets ridden down cleverly by Silvani. Barnes goes to ground. Collins went into the ground. Free kick. What footy that was.
That was good by Andrew Collins. Silvani should have held the ball in when he went for it initially, but then with desperation made amends for that mistake, and good effort by Collins.
Collins from the back pocket. Kicks out near the wing. Lyon couldn't hold it. McKay. Handball to McDermott. McDermott quickly. Blindly. Modra. No. No mark taken. Modra second grab. He's kicked the first goal. It's fine. Modra. One goal. South Australia 1-2. Victoria yet to score.
Well, what I mentioned earlier about more intent on the man, if we watch this in replay, how Stephen Silvani is more intent on knocking Modra off the ball. Watch this. There, knocks him off the ball. He's not going for the ball spills out. You've got to go for the ball. Don't worry about the man.
Modra with the first goal here. South Australia doing the scoring at 1-2. Victoria yet to score. Wren with the second go. Hogg tries to barge through. Hocking's doing all right in the trenches early. High ball up towards centre half forward. Lyon and Smart together. They've already had an interesting duel. Lyon getting his hands on a few balls, and it'll be a bounce up at centre half forward for Victoria.
I don't think they're doing much, Victoria, having that extra man around midfield. They've got to get back and go, at least go with Wanganeen, who's a loose man down in defence.
Set 4 kicks already, Wanganeen. Grant went for it. Andrew Jarman concedes ground. Here's Wanganeen again. Handball okay. McDermott sold a pup. Then goes up towards centre wing. Francis went for it first with Kernahan behind him. Barnes was able to tap it forward. Hocking sweeps a handball. It's a hard ball. Cowthorpe and Platten went for it. Barnes on the up to Tingay. Back to Hocking. He's had a very good first term. Not a good kick though. Hard to run off Steins. Does it again, but under pressure. Very poor kick.
They'll have to do something there, Bruce. That is the 4th time he's been led to the ball. It's
and they've
just
been
not
poor
working.
kicks. It's not his fault. They've been poor kicks.
He's starting behind.
If you kick short, you'll get run off quite easily. Kick towards centre half forward. Great mark. Had a little bit of space there, Gary Ablett. And he doesn't miss many like that.
Tony Francis is injured. He's going off for South Australia. Coming on Troy Bond.
Well, Troy Bond, who's made an impression with Carlton in the early matches so far in season 1994. But let's see what Gary Ablett can do. He is a beautiful kick of the football. He gets good distance, but not quite the accuracy. But it's the first score for Victoria. Kicked by Gary Ablett, A behind.
Here's the big mark by Ablett. I was more impressed with the kick. He let that go from 60 metres. A beautiful kick by Ablett.
Kick in has been marked by Champion. Champion in the left back pocket. Lyon on the mark. The kick is short. It's too short. It's marked by Tingay.
Couple of kicks away from goal. Goes short. Lyon presenting himself. Captain takes the mark, goes into Cowthorpe, centering kick, not a bad one. McKay couldn't quite stretch. Hocking with an opportunity, squeezes it cleverly. The vision was right and got Steins on his own.
The reason that happened was that Hart went across to Hocking. He's a good player, Gary Hocking. He's got the right ingredients of aggression, skill.
7 touches so far, Hocking. Steins from 35 metres out, stabs at a goal, goes for it, and has got it. So the Vics get there first and get within a point.
Well, there's little or no reaction here, and you expect that from the South Australians when the Victorians do something well. But watch this. This is tremendous play here. Calthorpe had nowhere to go, but Hocking coming onto the ball. The skill of Hocking, look at that. Look, fantastic.
So Jimmy Steins gets the Victorian team's first goal of the evening. Gary Hocking, who was very good in that, but gave away a free kick there. Little too fierce, got on with the game, ran down the ground. The free kick is with McDermott, the South Australian captain. What a great player he's been. And a good kick too, wide. Good running McKay, he's come from half back. Andrew McKay, the kick in towards full forward, well out in front of Modra, but Silvani was there with him. And he punches it away to the safety of the boundary line.
McCurry is McKay's man, and he's got to go with him.
What a magnificent scene here it is at Football Park for this match. Ruck contest, Kernahan and Barnes. Barnes, Darren Jarman, kicked out of there, that's a goal. No, he must have just missed her, it's been touched again. Oh, gee whiz, that was close too. A couple of times it looked like goals to South Australia, but only behinds resulting. Barnes accepts the kick in.
From Silvani, and now Chingay at half-back has the job on Tregenza. One of 5 players from Melbourne playing in this match tonight. 4 for Victoria, 1 for South Australia. Calthorpe forces it forward. Hocking, 8th touch. A good one to Brown. Brown to Hogg inside. Hogg to Ablett at centre half forward. Takes it beautifully. Tries to get around Champion. Champion makes him the handball under pressure. Anderson stands his ground beautifully against Hannah. Sweeps it to Wanganeen. 6 touches for Wanganeen. Bond should have taken the mark. Collins could make him pay for it at half forward. Runs away, centering kick. Steins and Hart go for it. Steins the goal scorer so far. McCurry, tackle on him was pretty savage in the end. Ablett got a high one, no free kick.
Anderson's a bit of a problem too also for Hannah on centre wing. There he is, Anderson 26, Hannah right beside him, number 13.
Wren and Steins to do the work. Barnes starting in the ruck for the Vics. Hart takes it from Bond, keeps it in play, not a bad kick in the circumstances. Brown, taken off him by Cutler. Handball to Russell, the runner. He's away. A bounce, then a centering kick, not a good one. Harvey in the front spot, Jarman back a long way, and Harvey takes the mark.
Harvey goes one way, then the other. Finds Nathan Burke at left half back. He goes short. Good kick, Lyon. Platten, the South Australian player, just a little late. Gary Lyon goes down the wing. His kick approaches half forward. Grant couldn't take the mark. Taken away for Victoria. The kick in towards the full forward area. Oh, Gary Ablett could have swallowed it. Champion. Hand pass over the top. Jarman. That's Andrew Jarman. Not a bad kick to the advantage of Kernahan. He falls over.
Well done by Langford.
Langford gets back. The little kick into the centre made it difficult for Brown. Langford may get it back. Oh, good contest. Andrew Jarman, terrific stuff. But a free kick will go to the Victorian vice-captain, Chris Langford, and maybe a 50-metre penalty against Chris McDermott.
There was also a good effort by Langford.
Terrific stuff. What grand finals and state games are all about. Physical contests that neither player shirks.
Langford, Ablett's the target. Oh, Gary's taken a beauty!
You've called it, Bruce, it was.
Well, he's the oldest man out there at 32 years of age. What a mark this is. Takes off early, has 3 bites at the cherry and brings it in. 35 goals he's kicked in State of Origin football. This is his 10th match. Kicked 10 goals for Geelong here last year against the Crows. Good looking kick from Ablett. He's got it. And the god of the game kicks his first here tonight. So the Vicks are in front all of a sudden at 2-1 to 1-3.
Well, I like the way he's approaching this game, Gary Ablett, the way he's coming out. He's up around the 50-metre square. He's giving something. He's also using his hands, and he's really switched on tonight. It's good to see. But I still believe that Victoria have got to do something. They have. They've got Lyon now down in the forward pocket.
Well, very quickly out of the centre, Wren down to Platten. Platten's kick to full forward. Modra missed what he should have taken. Silvani, a kick outside 50 metres. Bond falls over, so does Collins. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
We go down to the boundary. Neil.
A report on Tony Francis, a hamstring, been strapped very heavily, but I doubt if he'll take any further part in the game.
We see Steins now on the ball too. Barnes has gone down to the forward pocket.
Kernahan being forced to do the ruck work. Platten couldn't break away from his Hawthorn teammate Andrew Collins.
Well, I've just got to correct myself. Barnes is playing across that half-forward line, actually. It's Lyon who's gone down to the forward pocket. He's been picked up by Ben Hart. Be interesting to see whether Barnes can come up at centre-half forward after his stint in the ruck.
Steins to Langford. He broke the Platten tackle pretty easily. A hawk against a hawk. Bangs it back to centre wing. Wren, Hocking, well done. Competed well because Wren had an opportunity at the second grab. And Gary Hocking was able to put enough pressure on him to stop it.
Typifies real guts and determination, Gary Hocking, doesn't he?
1-3 South Australia. Modra the goal scorer. Victoria 2-1. Steins and Ablett have got the goals there. Andrew Jarman trying to get a handball away. Milhana kicks it up towards the 50. Champion in the front spot. So a change there with Smart going back onto Ablett. Wanganeen sweeps it out wide looking for Wren. Well played Nathan Burke. Hannah there. Anderson still in play. Normally a long kick up to the 50. Langford, Kernahan at the back. Darren Jarman, but Harvey's been pretty good. Good looking kick too. Pinpoint accuracy. Tingo, you've got to take those at this level. Handball was good though. Found Silvani. Silvani mops up. Cowthorpe sits, waits. Can see an opportunity. Then goes bang up to 50. Lyon in the front spot. Well done, Hart. Champion read it pretty well. Goes across towards Rashudo. Rashudo to Wanganeen, who's had a heap of kicks. Looking for an option. Running sideways. Has 3 bounces. Lyon in pursuit. Wanganeen with his 7th kick goes up to half forward. And in the front spot, Steins.
Well done there by Jimmy Steins because that attack looked quite promising. A short kick is on. And a good mark taken by Langford, running right down off Kernahan. He's kicked towards half forward. Champion just pushed ever so slightly.
They've got a real
takes the free kick at centre half back.
They've got a real problem with these resting ruckmen up there. They've got to do something, get them off the ground. They can't rest them up in the forward pocket, or if they're going to, they've got to go right down into the goal square.
Champion elects to go wide out towards the wing. It's punched away. Hannah gets back. Just fumbling a little bit is Bill Hannah. He's lucky to get the free kick. The advantage is with Victoria. Mercuri's kick in towards half forward. Wanganeen, did that touch the ground? According to the umpire, it did. Barnes tries to get it clear. Only as far as Ben Hart. Off the ground goes Ben Hart. Mercury applying the pressure. Good gather by Bond. Bond tackled there by Collins. Got the kick away. Down near the wing. It's punched away. Over for a boundary throw-in. Right on centre wing. And look at those adoring fans that have turned up here at Football Park to watch this great game.
The Vicks by 4 points late in the first quarter. Platten tries to go through. Nathan Burke tries to get a quick kick away. Cowthorpe's been prominent early. High ball still at centre wing. Wren went early, cocking over the back. McKay's handball was okay. McDermott fires it back to Ben Hart. There's a real crow build up there as he kicks towards Kapler at centre half forward. Brown took a high ball. Tingay's handball good. Harvey sweeping off half back, excellent. Chris Grant out in front of Wanganeen this time. Goes towards the pocket. Boyd's come onto the ground and he takes the mark.
He's replaced Barnes. Good move.
Ablett short. Tries a half volley. Pressure on him. Wren overruns it. Gary Hocking again's had an outstanding first quarter. So's Wanganeen. Away goes the Brownlow medalist to centre wing. Kapler outnumbered. All good finger tipper. He can run away. Scholl's got him holding the footy. You're gone. And Scholl to take it.
It's amazing what adrenaline can do for a person. I think Darren Kapler may have been surprised with taking the mark, and then away he went and he was caught red-handed. The kick to half forward, McDermott's been pretty good. Gary Lyon working hard. Mercury gets it over. Calthorpe, good intelligent stuff. He wasn't going to get time to do anything there. Gary Hocking, Buddha they call out. He's kicked towards full forward. Gary Ablett stands his ground, and that's what footy's all about. Kicks the goal. Great stuff by Ablett in a physical contest. He was able to keep his foot in. Victoria 3-1, lead South Australia 1-3.
Well, we talk about strength in football, and here's a case of strength. It's about all you could do in Calthorpe's case. There's Boyd again coming on and having an effect, but watch this, Ablett's strength, able to hold his ground while Smart went to ground and puts here his second. Well done.
2 goals to Ablett. Victoria lead by 10 points, 3-1 to 1-3. Through McDermott, Lyon's been good early. To Steins, the Melbourne teammates combining up to half forward, and Mercury in the front spot on Mackay. Both Mercury and Calthorpe have done all right. Ablett's strength outstanding. Boyd on a long lead. He's had 2 touches early. Wanganeen, brilliant. Outstanding. To Hart, to Wanganeen. 2 of the 2 young guns in the AFL. McDermott's handball puts Mackay under pressure. Rides the tackle magnificently. Jarman behind. Harvey's had
Well done, Harvey.
Cutler could kick a goal from here. Offline, and it's a behind. South Australia 1-4, Victoria 3-1.
Well, when Victoria got the kick at centre square there, Steins went down in the left forward pocket and they didn't spot him. It was a good effort by Lions, and the South Australians making a change. Champion coming off, and coming on for his first run, Rod Jamison going in the back line.
Silvani wide. Steins has got it at halfback. Short. Nathan Burke away, almost up the centre wing. Half forward, Grant the target in the front spot. Height advantage on Rashudo. He's had 3 kicks from this position, Grant in the first quarter. Ablett the target, good looking kick. Ablett stands his ground, Wren runs him down out of play in the pocket. Takes 2 or 3 out, doesn't he, Ablett? As there's Champion off. Every time he contests Ablett, there's 2 or 3 players that have got to try to go body to body. Lyon and Wren to do the ruck work. Wren gets his hand on it. Hogg went without it, gets a second go. Buddha, it was taken by Mackay. Mercury. Tingay, they've conceded ground Victoria, but Tingay squeezes it to Hocking, just outside 50.
Good shot by Mercury too after he tapped that ball on.
Was he lucky not to be penalised for the tap on?
Hocking 7-4, now 8-4. Hogg at centre half forward.
Just a slight elaboration. If you lift the ball in the air, did he actually
Well, I didn't
just tap
I
it?
didn't know. I just thought play on. I wouldn't have called that a throw.
Fair enough.
Unfamiliar role for Matthew Hogg, shooting for goal. The tagger in this team. Ablett provides a lead. He's going to go to him or to Steins. A hole there, and Steins chips it and takes it. He's such a worker, Steins. He always thinking.
Well, he's got to make it the most. This is his game around the ground, but he leaves a little bit desired on occasions with his ruck work and centre bounces.
To kick from 40 metres out. Good looking kick from Steins. Just missing at the end, and he's disappointed with himself. So the big fellow, the Brownlow medalist, it's Brownlow at 1-1 in the first quarter, Victoria 3-2 to 1-4.
The bench there for Victoria, a couple of the players that haven't taken their place yet. David Neitz is one of them. Danny Frawley would be another one. Good mark taken by Wren. Gets it off to Rashudo. Rashudo forced to kick quickly, is fairly well ineffective. Getting back is Scholl. Scholl's kick smothered. Kernahan a chance. Got it out wide. Tackle too high there by Craig Scholl.
Actually, that was a good tackle.
Will take the free kick at left half forward.
That's a good tackle by Scholl, because he definitely would have been off then, Kepler. Into more or less an open goal. There was no one between him and the goal.
Kepler, 52 metres from goal. He kicks into a centre half forward region. Mogra, shot for goal by Tony Mogra. Looks pretty good. It's a goal. 2 goals to Mogra. And South Australia hit back 2-4. They try Victoria 3-2.
Well, Chris Langford just did not go with Kernahan here. Kernahan's the man who gets his hand a ball. Now look how far Langford's behind. Had he have got there, he may have pushed the ball forward and it wouldn't have fallen into the arms of Modra. But then again, Silvani behind.
2 to Modra and 2 to Ablett. The 2 goal-scoring stars firing in the opening term. It's been a great start. Victoria leading by 4 points deep in the first quarter. Steins and Wren go against one another. Jarman, that's Andrew out of the centre. Long ball towards centre half forward. Siren sounds as Kernahan gets his hands on it. And after a spectacular opening term, Victoria leads by 4 points. 3-2 to 2-4. Second quarter about to start. Modra with 2 goals for South Australia and Ablett with 2 for Victoria. It was a spectacular start. Wren wins the tap clearly. There's Kernahan breaking through Tregenza. High ball to fall forward. Modra and Silvani set themselves. From the side, Harvey did a good job on Darren Jarman in the first quarter. Russell, good tackle by Chingay. Now Cowthorpe, handball under pressure. Tregenza, Hogg puts the tackle on him. Plankton goes with a high one off the ground. Bond, what a mark! Sensational mark. There's the Victorian hierarchy with Bob Skelton, Curly Austin to the right, Gerard Healy, Kevin Sheehan and Ted Whitten to the left of screen. And Bond coming off the interchange takes a beauty here.
Well, Bond just getting right position and got a real chance here.
From 35 metres, looks like he's missed to the right. So the 20-year-old has only played 4 AFL games. What a great moment this is for him. Kicks a point. Silvani goes very, very short.
And the mark is taken there by Calthorpe, looking to give the hand pass off, then decides to kick short, but it's effective. And the mark is taken by Langford. Langford looking for the 50 metres, but decides to go down towards the wing. Good position made out there on centre wing for Victoria by Collins. His kick goes in towards centre half forward, in short. McKay couldn't take the mark, but the free kick is given away, maybe by Chris Grant, a little too high there.
Against line, I think.
And McKay will take the free kick. McKay is between centre half back and centre wing.
Gary Hocking starting in the forward pocket in the second quarter.
Ordinary kick by McKay, Kapler caught, overrunning at Anderson, gathered by Hannah. Ball still there, and the umpire, in his wisdom, calls for a bounce. There's the South Australian coach, Graham Corns. Mick Taylor just off to the right there with the binoculars. And the umpire on the ground will bounce just forward of centre wing in South Australia's attacking half. Platten overruns at Hoggs, his man for the evening. Scott Russell's handball wide for McDermott, gathered by Tingay. Gets the handball away for Langford. You'll have to tap it on Jimmy, does well. Gavin Brown, good position. Kick towards full forward. No mark taken. Red third in line. No, it's been paid, has it?
Did it well, the big fella then, getting out and helping out his teammates across half back.
Rashudo takes it from him, bangs it back towards the centre wing. Kernahan outnumbered. Steins tries a one-hander off the ground. Bond and Karachi. Bond's going to give Collins some ground on it. Free kick.
They're playing behind Broussard's backman for Victoria.
Andrew Jarman provides the lead. Then looks for a free kick and gets it at centre half forward.
Another one of playing behind. You give those free kicks away.
He's a better shot for goal, Jarman, on the run than he is from a set. He's going to kick from about 45 to 50 metres. He'll be just inside the 50. Modra in the goal square. South Australia trails by 3 points. Former Magarey medalist playing in his 7th State of Origin game. Back from suspension. Kicks from 50. Hooks it. Modra front spot, takes the mark and opposed almost in front of Silvani. I think they're all caught out a bit with the short kick from Jarman. Modra deep in the pocket. It's already kicked 2. Runs around, improves the angle, brings it back and scores. Well, he's a superstar, this man, isn't he?
Got play, very intelligent, gets his 3rd goal.
Well, I realise that Steins has got the job on Wren, but Steins did not go back and help. But then again, the backman not in front. An easy chest mark because the ball did drop.
Well, very intelligent, Tony Modra. Swapped it all around and kicked a good goal for South Australia. South Australia 3-5, lead Victoria 3-2. Early part of the second quarter. Very important centre breaks. Kelthorpe underneath all that. Tingay applying a tackle. And the South Australian player, Chris McDermott, gives the football up to the central umpire. Umpires this evening, David Howlett, Chris Mitchell and Dennis Rich. Three of the more experienced umpires in the AFL. Ruck contest, there was none. Victoria get away. Mercury, his kick towards half forward. Patched away from Gary Lyon by Ben Hart. Hannah into the contest. Tries to get the hand pass away. No, he doesn't. That didn't go far enough, Mark, to be classified as a mark. It was Mercury. Lyon, little kick in towards the centre. And he's been penalised this time, which is an interesting thing because at the other, well, about 50 metres away in the first quarter, he wasn't penalised for that.
No, it's going back. Platten has got to take the free kick.
Brownlow medalist and McGarry medalist, Platten. To centre half forward, Kernahan and Langford. Scholl. Jarman tries to run him down. Tregenza and Tingay. Some pace there. Both go to ground. Then chase hard. And now out of play. Tregenza having his best season at the Crows. Premiership player as a teenager for Port Adelaide on this ground in the late 80s. Brown off the ground. A vacant centre square for the moment. Anderson to Wren. To Andrew Jarman getting some touches. Looks for Darren Jarman. Well played, Harvey. Russell. Handball to nobody in particular. Mark Harvey again fills the spot. Wide, Tregenza should get it. Runs away. Goes backwards to Wanganeen, who had an outstanding first quarter loose in defence. Andrew Jarman continuing to mount the challenge to McKay. McKay's high ball. Modra's there in front. He takes another one. Now just wondering whether the Langford being on top of Kernahan, whether or not Langford will now go for Modra, because Modra kicked 6 on Silvani the last time he played on him, before Silvani was taken off, and then he went on to kick 13 in that match only 5 weeks ago at this ground, and he's lining up for his 4th. Just wonder how long they'll leave Stephen there as Modra gives that a bit of a hook, squeezes it back and puts it through.
Well, Bruce, before the game, that was the area that I thought would cause Victoria most concern. What would happen if Modra got on top or Stephen Kernahan got on top, because you've got to swap them over.
Well, they've got Neitz on the bench. He's a big young fellow, a little bit of mobility. We see here the beauty of Modra is he's so quick over the first couple of yards, and there he is getting away from Silvani. Maybe they might have to look at a change. That's 4 goals.
Well, the bounce back in the centre, and Victoria may get the centre break here, one way or the other. It was either Tingay or it has to go back, a free kick to Gavin Brown. He goes wide, and Stones has made good position. The momentum has disappeared from the Vics since about late in the first quarter, and that's an easy mark taken by Jamison. He's at right half back, short kick, made it a little bit easier for Hannah to get there, and his interception was effective. Short kick, Gary Hocking, who was very good in the first 15 or 16 minutes of the first quarter. His kick towards half forward, it's in short, and South Australia will get the free kick. If it wasn't a mark,
advantage paid on that occasion. South Australia had control of the ball.
It's Risciuto between the back pocket and half-back flank. He kicks it down near the wing. High flyers required. Big punch by Langford, and it goes over for a throw-in. Early part of the second quarter. Rod Austin on the phone. Kevin Sheehan looking after that magnetic board, and Teddy Whitten looking a little concerned. Bobby Skilton in the background. The ruckman go for the boundary throw in. Gary Hockey lifting his work rate. He's kicked towards full forward. Ablett at the back. Was that interference?
Should have been against it.
Brown makes it difficult. Wanganeen to allow it to go over, and eventually the a free kick for South Australia. A little ticky touch, but maybe it was a make-up for the previous one. Good interception by Boyd. Tregenza was there. The advantage was South Australia. They're on centre wing. Darren Jarman, a magnificent user of the football. He's kicked towards half forward. It goes to the back where Harvey gathers. A sweeping hand pass finds Langford close to the boundary line. Kernahan made it difficult for him. Nathan Burke squeezed the kick away. South Australia persistent. Darren Jarman to Andrew, put Andrew under enormous pressure, but Andrew Jarman has been awarded a free kick, perhaps a push in the back.
Well, good signs for South Australia to get numbers running at the Victorians. There's one or two, definitely three on occasions.
And Darren Jarman now getting some touches. Remember, he kicked 6 at the MCG last year. Silvani's mark this time against Modra. Modra with 4 goals for South Australia. Has kicked them all. Steins out wide. Almost went for a bounce, then goes short to Gavin Brown. Still backward of centre wing. The Vics trailing at 3-2 to 4-5. Brown measures the kick. Lyon was the target. Wren had a height advantage. Hart clever. Brought it forward. Wren off the ground. Kept it in play. Brown sits, waits. Takes on Wanganeen cleverly to Calthorpe. Calthorpe centering kick. Hannah his target. Jarman gets in the front spot. And suddenly Jarman's been able to run himself into the vein. Sweeps the handball. Puts Rashido under pressure. The youngest player on the park. Jarman fakes one handball. Then clever kick to Kapler. Jarman thriving in this atmosphere as Kapler goes to full forward. Kernahan and Modra. Langford, what a game he's played. Kernahan tries to ride a bump, gets it to McDermott. McDermott was going to concede ground, hooks it back, but sitting underneath it's Harvey, who's been outstanding early. Off the Buddha Hocking, who runs away from half back.
Gary Hocking approaching the 50-metre line. His kick goes down towards centre wing, but they outnumber nicely, and Darren Jarman, as Bruce has already mentioned, getting into it. Andrew Jarman, Tregenza quickly, bombs away in the finish. Not good for the forwards. Modra beaten forward this time by Stephen Silvani. He gets the handball away to Tingay. The pace of this game is very, very good. The kick goes wide and it's punched away from Gary Lyon by Ben Hart, and disciplined football by the South Australian defenders.
Andrew Jarman playing, or supposed to be playing across half forward, has gone up to midfield. He's picking up kicks, but then again his man Harvey is picking up kicks across half back. It's a matter of who starts to dominate or take advantage of their relative position, Harvey or Jarman.
Gary Hocking got the ball wide to Collins, round onto the left. Steins, a sneaky little hand pass for Gary Lyon. Lyon's kick across his body, gets good distance up towards full forward. The ball at the back, Boyd beaten for it, but Mercury swoops on it, and Mercury's kick is offline and through for one behind. Good build up by Victoria. Brad Boyd getting it out to Mercury, and halfway through the second term, it's still a very tense struggle.
Jamison goes very short, gets Wanganeen. It's had to 9-3 Wanganeen. Wide to Smart. Quiet start for Smart. Again chips away, gets Ben Hart. Still just 19 years of age. His first 2 seasons made the Australian team, the AFL team. Up to centre wing. Wren there. Free kick, Kernahan, is it?
No, it's going to Wren. Although Kernahan was pushed from the side, the umpire only saw Wren.
Wren short, Tregenza should go on to Kapler. Slow handball, gets to him. Left footer, runs away, goes short inside. Good looking kick. Russell provides the lead. Now Modra goes into the pocket to Jarman. He'll kick this on the run. Watch this. God, he's a little gem. You knew he'd make something of that. Suddenly Jarman's alive. And South Australia have accelerated away. They need 5-5 to 3-3.
Well, about 5 minutes earlier, the signs were evident that South Australia were just getting more numbers around the ball. And here's Jarman starting to come into the game by himself. He's picked up kicks across back of centre wing, and now he's deep in that forward pocket. His first.
Well, would have to be classified as one of the most skillful players ever to have played this game, I would think, Darren Jarman. Calthorpe gets the ball out. Gary Hocking goes long in towards full forward. No mark taken. Taken by Nigel Smart over for a boundary throw.
Victoria made a number of changes. Now Mil Hannah playing half forward, being picked up by Wanganeen. Gavin Brown now on Anderson. And Tingay still on Tregenza out on that outer wing.
Just inside the 50-metre area there for Victoria. Chris Grant being forced to do the ruck work. Gary Lyon just got his foot to it. Fairly well ineffective. Look at that tackling there. Mercury under pressure, Tingay under pressure as Wren takes a well-earned rest. 9.5 minutes left in the second term. All of a sudden, after trailing at quarter time by 4 points, South Australia have added 3 goals and now lead by 14.
Hocking over the top of Jamison. Hines on for South Australia. He's only played the 1 game for West Coast this year. There's the board. 3 second quarter goals for South Australia. The Vics have just managed the point. Hocking's handball good. Mercury goes back to Hannah, outside 50. Andrew Jarman unable to do it. Ablett's there, smart, and it rolls through from behind. So the Vics are up to 3-4. South Australia at 5-5. Remembering South Australia has won 5 out of the last 7.
Be a long time since Victoria's kicked a goal, Bruce. Jimmy Steins, I think, kicked there first, and Gary Ablett got 2
after that
in about the middle part of the second quarter.
First quarter, yeah.
First quarter, rather.
Smart goes long and deep. Steins good over the back.
Punch.
Did it well. Hannah inside 50. Platt's got it. The handball to Cowthorpe. In the pocket. Platt's tackled high. Free kick Cowthorpe.
But that's a typical case. You cannot. Hannah would normally get away with that in a club game, but you can't get away with it here. Good tackle by Platten on Hannah. Hannah really should have offloaded that ball a lot sooner.
Cowthorpe very, very lucky.
High tackle though. He wrenched his neck off the little rat. He's had 5 and 3 so far, Cowthorpe. He's one of 8 Victorians who are playing in the Big V for the first time tonight. Inside 50. It'll take a great kick. It's right there to the goal square. Punched through by Smart firstly, and it's a behind. So the Vics crawl up to 3-5, and South Australia at 5-5.
And we've just heard that it's 28 minutes since Victoria have kicked a goal. So that surely would be a worrying concern. Mind you, it hasn't been down on that full forward line all that much. South Australia have dominated, particularly the second quarter. There's an opportunity now for Hannah. This time he gets past Platten and a little bit too easily past Darren Jarman. He bombs away to the full forward line and kicks her behind. So the margin back now to 11 points in favour of South Australia. 35 plays 24, and that's Neitz, Cameron, John Barnes and Danny Frawley. And an interested spectator on the bench there looked like Shane O'Sullivan, Bruce. So he's got a job there on that Victorian bench.
Jarman got his hands on it. Hart. Jarman's handball brilliant to McKay. Russell whipped it away from Tregenza in the end. Got it back to him. Tregenza's handball. Anderson collected. Tregenza back to McKay. McKay goes to Modra on a lead. Sits and waits. Silvani with him. It's maybe outside his scoring range. Can't bring it back. Screaming for a Jarman in the pocket. Modra unable to get it to him. Disappointed and out of play.
I wonder whether he may not have seen him.
Doubt whether he did it under the pressure. High ball by Collins. Free kick to Steins at half-back. Mentioned earlier that Hines on for South Australia. Steins looking for Grant, who was prominent early. Jamison at the back. Chris Grant.
There's not much offering. There's just no movement on that Victorian line, and it's lucky to come off that Hannah took the mark.
Hannah's centering kick. Lyon the target. Hart with him. Lyon did it beautifully. Used his body. Claims the mark. Wants it.
It's amazing when there's movement on a forward line, a ball go there. Now, Lyon was the only one that offered any movement on that occasion on the forward line, and the ball finished up going there.
Went to ground maybe at the end.
Anderson coming off. It looks like he's holding or favouring his left shoulder.
Ricciuto's kick under pressure. Brown trying to run it down. He'll get there before the boundary line. Hines can't get to him. Hocking provided a Shepherd. Oh, great mark, Ablett. So strong, as Don mentioned earlier in the first quarter. Holds his ground and takes it against Smart in the pocket.
Todd Viney coming on for South Australia, replacing Anderson, who's gone off. Viney will probably go onto the ball.
Well, the Vics need this. Fantastic mark. Smart did everything possible, and you back Ablett to kick this from the pocket. What a shot. What a player. It's a goal. Ablett's kicked his third. remembering that Modra's got 4 at the other end. So the two gods of the full forwards have kicked 7 goals between them so far.
And the reason Brown's by himself is that the South Australians made a change. Anderson went off. Viney's still going with Anderson, with Brown. There's Ablett's goal. He's just a classical footballer, isn't he? A lot of ability, that man.
Well, terrific stuff by Gavin Brown. He could have bombed away, but he had a good look upfield for the full forward.
Oh,
there's a real crunch there. Brown's down. Free kick goes to South Australia out of that contest.
That was against Scholl. He just went in recklessly with a right boot.
Darren Jarman kicks the ball towards full forward. Modra and Silvani. Ball at the back. Bond. He's clever. He gets past Silvani. Lovely handball. Goal. Russell. Brilliant running by Scott Russell, but gee, it was clever stuff by Bond to get that effective handball away. South Australia 41 again lead Victoria by 11 points. The Vics are 30.
Again, Jarman involved here, but look at Bond the way he anticipates. He's in front once again. You just can't afford to give players at this calibre any latitude whatsoever. Maybe in a club game you can, but you can't here.
Platten out of the centre for South Australia. Bond has been outstanding. He's turning Collins inside out here. Again takes the mark. 6-5 to 4-6.
Well, it's just the old case, Bruce, of in front once again. He was just in front.
What about the strength that he uses? I mean, Collins is a strong little bloke, isn't he?
But if you're in front, it doesn't matter how strong.
Good kick by Bond. Right there, Modra goes high. Langford punches it away. Modra tries to keep it in. Is it a goal? I think it is. A goal to South Australia. Modra and Platten involved. And I think Modra might have got his 5th. Well, they call him a genius.
Well, the signs are not good for Victoria. The ball here on dispute. Maybe something could have been done to get it over the line. But the umpire right there, I would have said that Modra kicked that on the line or over the line, but the umpire right there to adjudicate, and he said it was all clear.
Well, now 17 points is the advantage, but away go Victoria. It's Tingay. He's kicked to the goal front. They must get a goal back quickly. Wanganeen well tackled there by Mercury. Ball spills now for Hannah. Nearly chased down by his Carlton teammate in McKay. The kick towards full forward. No mark taken. Tingay at the back. Trying to get it out as Boyd. Kick it off the ground, Gary. No. Desperate stuff. Back there. Shown by Jamison, was it? And he forces it over for one behind. 7-5 plays 4-7. And surely a very concerned lot in that Victorian coaching box. Jamison to kick the ball back into play. In towards half-back. Steins couldn't take the mark. Gary Hocking. Little hand pass. Hannah's got it. Getting possessions. His quick kick goes in towards full forward. At the back, good mark. Grant. 3rd in line. And Chris Grant is marked. You don't get too many cheers for a goal or a mark here, because obviously lots of South Australian fans here as we have another look at Chris Grant.
I hope the Victorians start and consider the use of David Neitz and also Leon Cameron at half-time. Cameron, I think, would be very beneficial around midfield. Really does set up a lot of plays.
Well, Grant he must kick this goal. And he took 3 steps and missed.
Well, it wasn't confident. As soon as he'd left the boot, you could see there on Grant's face the grimace, because he knew he didn't make the correct contact, and through it went for a point. He should have put that through from that distance.
Well, South Australia inaccurate early. Now it's Victoria's turn.
Good mark from Hines. Off Ben Hart. Sweeps it out wide. Wanganeen up towards half forward. Kernahan. He's taken one. First mark to Platten. To Viney. To McDermott. Modra versus Silvani. Modra and Silvani goes to ground. They call for a free kick, not coming. Hogg under pressure. Platten rides him into the ground. Free kick Hogg. And listen to the South Australian crowd booing the umpires, letting them know all about it. Harvey from the back pocket. Hannah has got a lot of kicks in this quarter. Good mark against Wanganeen.
Now, had he have not taken that mark, The Victorians would have been outnumbered 6-2 on that occasion because Hannah...
Jarman, brilliant to Modra, wonderful football, anticipated and then went bang.
He's a good player, Bruce. He just finishes so beautifully. He's only had 5 kicks and 2 handballs, and that goal he kicked that you called earlier in the quarter, but he has had a big impact in this second term.
Well, he kicked 6 on Silvani the last time he played against him before getting 13. Gives that a hook and misses. So Modra with 5.
And the players, the South Australians, recognising the effort of Darren Jarman, all went across. They came up from half-back just to congratulate him on that fine pass.
Well, crucial time in the match now. Victoria must hold before half-time. Silvani's kicked a shotter. Gave Hocking little chance. Viney caught, good tackle on him. Kernahan tackled by Hocking. Gives it away to Collins. Harvey off one leg to centre wing. Wanganeen and Hannah. This will be a good duel. Wanganeen goes to ground. The rubber man. Caught by Hannah. They're having a fantastic duel. Hart tries to intercept. Taken by Boyd. Ridden into the ground. Grant under pressure. Handball on the up was terrific to Burke. Burke under pressure. Goes through Hines. Chance for Hocking. Should kick a goal, Buddha. Goes for it and puts it through. And the Vicks are still in this at 5-8 to 7-6.
I've got nothing but admiration for that man there. What a terrific tackle he laid up on that half-back line on Kernahan. Now he's down in the forward pocket of Hocking. He's just, as I said earlier, got the right ingredients as far as football is concerned. He's got a ton of skill and he's got just the right amount of aggression. He's a two-way player.
Well, I tell you what, if Victoria to win this game, one of the moves that could have a lot to do with Hannah on Wanganeen. And Hannah was instrumental in forcing that ball forward, which led to a goal to Gary Hocking, which, to say Victoria needed, well, we won't say any more. 1.5 minutes left in the first half of the State of Origin game here at Football Park. Jimmy Stein's over the top, interferes with his opponent, and the free kick will have to come back. South Australian supporters here maybe appealing for the advantage rule, but Johnny Platten will bomb it back to just behind the, well, it's the defensive side of the square. And
he's going to get caught out here. Actually, the umpire very lucky because Watt Collins was standing the man, was standing the mark. Now Grant's gone across.
Well, he's obviously asked Hines to come back and kick it over the man on the mark. He doesn't do it anyway. He gives the handball away to Jamison. We're down under a minute and a half. Kernahan starting to get some touches. And that's a dangerous sign for Victoria. Kernahan's kick, nearly taken by Silvani. Gary Hocking, emphatic handball to Matthew Hogg. His kick goes out towards the wing. Punched away, Kernahan's there again. The kick in towards half forward's a very good one. And the mark is taken by Smart.
Now Smart's playing at full back, and have a look who's on his mark. You can get the camera to pan right. There he is, Gary Ablett. It's good play by Smart to really put the pressure on the full forward, and they've spotted him, and he's been rewarded for his running.
Well, he's got a kick from 50 metres. It will fall in the goal square. Modra up high, couldn't mark. Handball away by Calthorpe, collected by Silvani. He's got a little bit of space for himself and then kicks it well outside the 50-metre area, out towards the wing. Collins beaten for it by Hines, kicked back by McKay to a vacant area 50 metres from the South Australian goal. Jimmy Steins will be happy to see it over because it'll tick down nearly to the half-time siren as the fans are on the edge of their seats. A badly needed goal, kicked by Gary Hocking, has dragged Victoria back up to within 2 goals. It's exactly 10 points the margin with under half a minute left. Tingay gets through. Handball. It's Scholl. Scholl for Victoria. A long kick towards half forward. The Vicks a chance if they can gather this possession. It's going to be difficult. Ben Hart, a quick kick out of it. Goes towards the centre of the ground. Hannah's mark. Get rid of it quickly. The siren is imminent. The kick goes wide. And a terrific effort by Hines. Made perhaps just a second of difference. The mark was there, right on the siren, and at half-time we have just witnessed a terrific half of football in this State of Origin game. South Australia lead by 10 points.
Start of the second half, crowd roaring here now. South Australia leading 7-6 to 5-8. Wren gets the first tap. Hogg goes to ground, hard over the top. Darren Jarman caught. through, and it'll be a bounce down in the centre square.
Nathan Burke playing half-back or going with Scott Russell.
Steins and Wren both trying to get around. There's Champion and Francis and Anderson. Chris Mitchell just trying to sort them out. And now Wren and Steins. Brown to get into the action. Neat stumps it away. Tried to half volley at Hocking. Quick kick by Hogg. Hannah had a terrific second quarter. Chris Grant can't break through. Tregenza squeezes a quick kick away. A couple of Victorians there. Harvey was excellent on Darren Jarman early. Harvey goes up to full forward. Boyd provides it at the back. Couldn't quite hold it. Darren Jarman allows Rashudo to get it to Wren. Wren to Mackay. Oh, poor kick. Steins goes to ground. Caught. McDermott over the top of him. Hannah under pressure. Harvey's handball on the up, okay. Here's Scholl, who's been pretty quiet. High ball back to centre half forward. Buddha Hocking at the back, runs against Wren. Jamison's quick kick. Victorian with the numbers on.
Well done.
Terrific Mark Tingay against the tide. Kept his eye on it and swings it out to Nathan Burke, who chips it to Steins.
Don't worry about Tingay. He's got more courage than a lot of other players playing this game. The kick in towards full forward is short. And again, Gary Ablett had no chance. It's Wren away to Smart. Smart's kick goes wide out towards half-back. Too far for Kapler and Mercury. And we'll have a boundary throw in left half forward for Victoria. Well, you talk about atmosphere in the rooms. I think Dipper said it was quiet. They've come out fired up, the Vics. Trail by 10 points. Jimmy Steins doing the ruck work with Sean Wren. Darren Jarman tries to take it all the way through. Gavin Brown, Shaw ball handling. Mercury's kicking towards full forward. Player in line, good mark, Boyd. Wanganeen a little too early, and Boyd is marked well within scoring distance. Badly needed goal. Gee whiz, there'll be some interest in this caper if he can get this goal. Only 35 metres out, 45-degree angle, and he can't quite squeeze it through. No, just off to the right. Brad Boyd's first score is a behind, and not many smiling faces. The kick in is marked by Mackay.
Off half-back, centre wing, Viney the target there. Scholl with him. Viney playing across half forward. Did very well to get it to Kapler. Kapler puts Rashudo under pressure. Jamison back to Kapler. Kapler's long ball up towards half forward. Langford and Kernahan. Kernahan got some touches late in the first half. Langford clever. Kept it in front of himself. Did well to Harvey. Only Dale Waitman has played more State of Origin football matches than Langford. Tregenza and Tingay. Tingay brought it to ground. Tregenza's little toe poke. Hogg paves the way. The handball by Neat's okay. Pressure then on. Tingay tries to barge his way through. Wren clever to Platten. To Darren Jarman. Normally constructive. Left foot kick. Silvani out in front. Modra caught napping. Didn't chase too hard, and Silvani takes the mark. Swings it out wide to Mark Harvey, picking up possessions.
Harvey's kick is pretty good. He pinpoints Brown on centre wing. Brown looking for the hand pass. Went one way, then the other. And went wide to Jimmy Steins. Steins' kick. Too short again. And if you think that's defenders playing in front, I'd criticise the kick. It was short. Mackay goes in towards half-back, and the mark is taken by Wren. Handball away quickly. Here's McDermott in the centre of the ground. He gets good distance with the kick. To half forward, it's punched away by Langford, who's playing a great game for Victoria.
Yeah, it was quick handball by Brown.
Scholl over the top. Nathan Burke, you've got to go. Good handball wide to Tingay, getting touches. He goes in towards half forward. Last man there, Hocking, good mark. Sweeps the hand pass. Hannah finds some space. Gets onto the left, then onto the right. Lovely little kick, and he finds Calthorpe within scoring distance.
Well, he could have gone a little bit longer because Ablett was giving a lead behind Calthorpe. He had two options.
He goes in short and gives it to his Essendon teammate Mark Mercury.
Well, he's not much closer to goal, Mercury, than what Calthorpe was.
Maybe David Calthorpe not too confident from that distance, but Mark Mercury, pretty good goal kicker from what we've seen so far in his short league career. Mercury goes for goal. The goal umpire comes across. I think he's missed. He didn't look too happy with the result, Mark Mercury, and he's kicked his second behind. So up to 8 points now, the margin in favour of South Australia.
Vics have kicked 2 goals, 8 since quarter time, for 10 scoring shots for 2 goals. Hart, pinpoint accuracy to Rashido. The 2 teenagers from the Crows. Too smart to Wanganeen. It's had a fascinating match, Wanganeen. Brilliant early, exploited in the second quarter. Harvey couldn't, Wren, and it'll be a ball up. It's hard to assess at times, Wanganeen, isn't it? His rebound was outstanding early when loose man in defence. Then Hannah got right on top of him. 7-6 to 5-10, 8-point margin. Tregenza can't get clear. Andrew Jarman gets a free kick.
I thought he was in possession of the ball then, Jarman.
A bit lucky, I think. You have to see how he got rid of the ball, whether it was just a little fist on it.
But watch here, I believe he's in possession of the ball. He is controlling the ball.
I'm with you, Don. And that replay, the umpire does not have that advantage.
Jarman, Kernahan's his target. Langford is with him. Manhandles him brilliantly, Langford. He's been outstanding. To Steins. Wide to Burke. Vic's getting plenty of the footy as they did in the first half. Unable to put it on the board.
One to Steins.
Chingay the target.
Good kick.
Yeah, it was a good kick. Wren couldn't quite. Now Scholl from half back. Under pressure. Poor kick. Grant goes there with Jamison. Good effort by Grant. Jamison was in the box seat. Out of bounds. Unlucky for Cowthorpe.
No, that's fair enough. That was good stuff. Jamison probably made that look a little worse than it was. Cowthorpe confronting him. Boundary throw in. Ruttman could have been given away by Steins. Hannah starting to have an impact. Gets around onto the right foot. Kicks it close to the boundary line. Oh, he dropped it there, Boyd. And he looks to me, Don, as though he may be just a little overawed.
Well, I don't know about overawed. He should have taken that. In this class of football, you take those.
Well, I can understand that, but he is only a youngster and he hasn't played all that much football. Inside 50 metres, boundary throw in, and that's going nowhere, that footy, Sean Wren.
Once you're up here, Robbo, there are no excuses.
You're a hard man, Scotty. 45 metres from goal, and the umpire, Jimmy Steins. Stand up there, David Howlett. 2 big boys having a bit of a chat to you. Steins and Wren. And now Steins will get a free kick. No, he won't. Let's give it against him. What for? You're the expert, Don. Probably gathering your thoughts over that tough decision you made on Brad Boyd. The kick is short and McKay takes the mark.
From half-back, called to play on. Buddha puts the pressure on. Kick into the centre. Kapler. Pressure from Mercury. South Australians want a free kick. Burke. 1 step too many. Holt. A couple of mistakes with the pressure. It's fierce. Mercury, brilliant. Rode a couple of tackles and then saw Brown. Brown's handball over the top. Cowthorpe sat and waited. Chingay inside. Go for goal. Left foot goes with a long one and hooks it again.
The signs are there.
Dominated the first part of this quarter.
No, but the signs are there for Victoria. They're now doing what South Australia were doing in the second quarter, and they're getting numbers to where the action is. They're starting to move the ball well
would
too.
Would you be concerned that they haven't got the result on the scoreboard?
It'll come. It'll come if they just keep attacking the way they're going.
7 points the difference. Hart to bang it back in for South Australia. Goes for distance. Wren and Jarmany's targets. Grant, big fly, big mark. He's taken 6 or 7 marks tonight. Missed a very easy goal in the second quarter. Abler provides the lead.
Now there's more movement on that forward line for Victoria too.
Abler goes in the front spot. A hard man to beat from there. Boyd puts the pressure on Wanganeen. Wanganeen clever to McKay. McKay always strong. Rarely goes to ground. Pushes it forward, out of play. South Australia lead 48 to 41.
And here's the mark, a big mark by Grant. He's really got to lift across half forward. With Lyon off the ground now, he's got to assume the responsibility.
Boundary throw in left half forward, about 55 metres from the Victorian goal. Hocking, who's worked very hard. His kick goes across his body to centre half forward. But terrific stuff by Rashido. Remember, just 18 years of age. He's kicked to half forward. Kernahan falls over. Quite critical. Nathan Burke there to help out Chris Langford. His kick goes back near the centre of the ground. No mark taken. Jamison caught. It comes Tregenza. A sweeping hand past Kapler. He's pretty quick. The kick is smothered. Cowthorpe was good. Nearly dispossessed. Harvey in trouble. Andrew Jarman. Magic hands. Chris McDermott goes for goal. And Silvani gets back and takes the mark.
Viney was loose then. McDermott blazing away. Only had to chip it to Viney. Hogg takes on Platt and goes to ground. The little rat catches him. Tingay under pressure. Handball was clever. Steins, Platten's got him. Tingay again. Oh, gee, it's good footy. It's tight and it's tough. Grant plays it in front. Runs away from Wren. Gets tackled high by Jamison. Advantage given the Vicks with a chance to Brown. Brown from 50 goes with a long one. It's back there towards goal. Wanganeen and Ablett, two of the greats of the game. Ablett over the top. Don't tell me Gary's kicked it. He's got it. Ablett's kicked his fourth. Unbelievable. Oh, this game's alive now. There's a point the difference. And Gary has produced a gem.
Well, it always beats class, doesn't it? And watch this here. Oh, this is fantastic.
And Don, the effort of Wanganeen and Ablett prior to that.
Oh, look at that kick.
Well, I know it's early in the year, Bruce, but that'd have to be a candidate for goal of the year, I think. Terrific effort by Ablett. Grant has got into the play, tried to crash his way through. Andrew Jarman seeking the approval of the umpire. No, says Dennis Rich. And with just under 11 minutes left in the third term, South Australia by the barest possible margin. Away goes Tregenza. No, he doesn't. Gary Hockey's got him, but it spills for McKay. McKay's kicked to half forward. Langford and Kernahan. Langford's been on top. Kernahan taps. He was held. But they don't like that decision. Nathan Burke along the boundary line. It's over on the full. No, it's not. It must have bounced right on the boundary line. And Neil Curley, what's happened to Greg Anderson? He looks
yes,
as if he's recovered.
he's got his elbows strapped and he's about to come back onto the ground.
7-6-6-11. Official attendance tonight, 44,500. Be a record here at Football Park for State of Origin, I'd reckon. Langford's kick away. 1 point the difference. Hannah. What a game he's playing. McKay in the front spot. Hocking at the back. McKay takes the mark. Wren at centre half back. Steins, he'll prop and stop. Squeezes it out. Jamison will have to go. Grant to put the pressure on. Jamison still with the footy. Handball reasonable. Russell under pressure. Well played. Rashudo sweeps it out wide to Kapler. Kapler's a good kick. You reckon from 50 he'll kick it. Goes long and goes and puts it through. What's happening at both ends now?
Well, he's one of best and fairest at Fitzroy. Now playing at Sydney, he's got a lot of class, and Sydney want to see more of the way he's playing tonight. He's very positive in his approach, Darren Kapler, a raking left footer who's got a ton of speed. And that's bread and butter for that man. That's a great goal.
Fantastic handball by Rashudo. Jamison getting the ball clear of the centre bounce. Strong at the football, Burke. Tackle
Should have
fierce.
been penalised, Burke.
Platten goes down. Tingay was fierce. He was too fierce. And Johnny Platten will take the free kick for South Australia.
Well, the umpire's letting the game go now.
Handball away to Anderson. Anderson's kick into the pocket. Darren Jarman can't get clear. Back to Kapler. He might get his second in a minute. No. His kick goes across the face. And Langford drops. Kernahan's got him. And Langford gets the free kick. Stephen Kernahan can't understand it. And I don't think that there's about 42,000 fans here that find it difficult to understand, because where's the football
Well,
and what are you supposed to do?
High.
Well, by gee whiz. I know they haven't got the advantage of the replay, which we have, but Grant now kicks the ball across to set half back. Mercury nearly off. He's looking to run away, Mark Mercury. He kicks it across the half-back line, and the mark is taken by Scholl.
Scholl to centre wing. Nathan Burke, who's had a magnificent quarter. He's done all the hard stuff, Burke. Hog round the body. Inside 50. Body to body. Neats with a second go. Handball. Ablett. Watch him go to Calthorpe. Back to Ablett. He could kick this round his body. Right to the square. The Vicks have got it. Brown.
Well, if any man was going to take a mark under pressure, it is that man there, Brown. In a pressure situation, he will keep his eye on the ball no matter what. And here it is. You could nominate Brown. He's by himself in the square or run into the action. There he is, look. There's still a bit of pressure there from Wanganeen, but you knew Brown was going to take it.
Brown to bring the Bits back to within a point. In a match that is building as a classic. From the goal square, chips it through.
Not much reaction from the South Australian crowd. And going off the ground for South Australia, Scott Russell. Coming back on is David Hines. He's going down onto the half-forward flank, being picked up by Nathan Burke. It was a bad miss then by McKay. Shouldn't have missed that. Ablett really did get involved here.
Good handball by Neitz, though, to get the distance, to get it out of that pack. Well, Gavin Brown kicks his first goal. But more importantly, it's Victoria's 7th, and it's just 1 point again in favour of South Australia. It has been, as Bruce has described, been a fantastic clash. Tingay, Platten, run down brilliantly, tackled by Hogg and dispossessed. The umpire will bounce.
It's a big half-forward line for South Australia. Got Kernahan still at centre half-forward. Now Hines is playing on the other half-forward flank, and Kapler is on the left of Kernahan.
Russell, the South Australian player, coming off the ground to allow Hines to come on. Scholl and Kapler. Kapler forced to kick with the right foot, kicks it wide. It'll go close to the boundary line in front of Bond and Collins, and over for a throw-in. Well, a great example of the fact that you don't need a lot of goals scored in a game of football to keep a crowd enthralled. It's just 8 goals to South Australia, 7 goals to Victoria, 1 point the margin. Trying to get through was Anderson. If there's anything wrong with his elbow, he'll soon find out. Mercuri's tackle was good.
Harvey now going with, and you can see that in the foreground of the screen, Harvey with Hines, and Nathan Burke is picking up Darren Jarman in the forward pocket.
Point the difference. South Australia leading. Mercury. Crowd want the ball to be rebounced. Gina one-eyed here. They love their footy. Hart's mark unopposed. Too easy to McKay. McKay forced onto his left. Centering kick. Burke, who's been wonderful in this quarter. His handball puts Langford under a bit of pressure. Oh, Langford, not so cool. Makes a rare mistake.
You wonder whether Burke's handball was probably the right thing.
Yeah,
Bruce, he certainly put him under a bit of pressure, didn't he?
Darren Jarman around Tingay. Still Jarman. Now in some trouble. Squeezes it to the goal square. Harvey's kick under pressure to Tregenza. Tregenza's centering kick to fall forward. Kernahan at the back. Bond ridden into the ground by Collins fairly, and it'll be a ball up.
Gee, there's some pressure out there. You could evidence that by the fact that Harvey was by himself when he got that kick, and all he was interested in doing was sending it as far as he could away from the opposition goal.
South Australia a point in front of the State of Origin game. Kernahan wrestling, gets it away to fall forward. Modra and Burke. Burke tries to run away, he does. Centre wing Cowthorpe, good running by Cowthorpe and makes it. Hannah calling for it. Cowthorpe goes on. Hart and Hannah go together. And Grant runs it out of play. Deep now into the third quarter. Hannah with 13 kicks and 2 handballs off that half-forward flank.
Well, he started quietly on the wing on Anderson, but by G's second term and also this third quarter has been pretty good. Steins gets it to Tingay. Tingay squeezes a kick out and hooks it a little bit too far. He got good distance with it, Stephen Tingay, but the free kick to be taken in that right left back pocket by Rasciuto. His kick is a good long one up near the wing. High flyer. There was Wren, couldn't quite hang on to it. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
David Neitz a little bit at sea at the moment, playing in the forward pocket.
Any comment on the marks? 26-8 for Victoria in this third quarter so far?
Well, Victoria really have lifted their work rate. They're doing everything. They're getting more numbers to the ball, and statistically, they're capitalising, but they're just not doing it on the scoreboard.
Well, obviously, the South Australian supporters happy with that. Bond free kick against Collins for holding near the centre of the ground.
Goes long. Modra, Darren Jarman tries a one-hander. Modra gets a second chance. Left foot to the goal square. Intelligent kick. Gave Hines some hope. Burke, we've talked about his effort in this third quarter a couple of times. Good kick gets to Langford at the 50. Now Collins running wide. Bond's pace has worried Collins. Bond gets to the action. Puts Collins under pressure. Collins gets back into it. Jamison's there with Chris Grant. Sweeps the handball, misses Mercury. Makes a mistake. Anderson, very good. Rashuto's handball. Kepler couldn't take it. Off the ground, okay. Hines in the pocket. Neat's back with him. Runs him down. Neat's now playing in defence where he's played all his footy this year for Melbourne.
That's
and
a
it'll
better
be held
move.
up.
That's a better move too.
Gee whiz, Chris Grant's handball on the centre of the ground, missing his teammate Mercury by a metre was so critical. He wouldn't want to see the replay of that, I don't think.
Victoria have only got 2 players inside the 50 semicircle.
Nathan Burke has been fantastic in this third quarter, playing in defence. He kicks it back near the centre of the ground. It's taken by Harvey's, well tackled by Jamison. Ball spills. Andrew Jarman just gets on with it. Little kick in towards full forward. It goes through all players. Silvani, the first back. We'll now see what the stamina's like, because Stephen Silvani doesn't mess around. Goes for the safety of the boundary line, and 50 metres from the South Australian goal, we'll have a boundary throw in. 1 point the difference with 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Mark Harvey gone down to the half-forward line for Victoria, being picked up by Rashuto.
Hines' handball. Loses ground. Brown. No free kick. Tingay getting some kicks. High ball. Centre wing. Chris Grant, the big marker there. Goes high. Nearly takes a spicky. Buddha Hocking. Left-hand handball had to be accurate. Calthorpe well played against the odds. Very well played, Calthorpe. To Hogg. Hogg to Hannah. Here's a chance for the Vicks. Hannah should go on. He's got Ablett short. Steins over the top. Now Hannah's kicked to centre half forward. Finds Harvey. Harvey short to Steins. He should run in. Go all the way, Jimmy. Goes for it. And he has missed it. Well, Ablett was there for the handball over the top and scores a level. It's dead set even.
I think Jimmy got stage fright. He was there for about 15 minutes, it seemed like, Bruce, in that right forward pocket.
Well, Ablett was all alone once he drew the man and went for the goal. Smart bangs it back in towards centre half back.
No mark taken, but it spills for Tregenza. He read it beautifully. He's got plenty of pace. The attempted run down is by Steins, but Tregenza too quick. He kicks it to the front of the square. The gather is by Darren Jarman. That could have been nearly classified as a throw. Plotton throws his right foot at it, and Plotton has kicked a miraculous goal. Johnny Plotton, what a great player he's been. And he gets South Australia's 9th goal, and they lead again by 6 points.
Well, that all started from the kicking, because what Victoria are doing is getting the outriders out deep, but they're not having enough numbers in at the centre. And South Australia had 6 guys who didn't bother leading at all. 2 Victorians. They got it away through numbers through that kick out, hence the goal.
Well, what a great struggle that was for South Australia's 9th goal. Calthorpe receives from Steins. Up towards full forward. Ablett checked off the football. The kick goes wide. Rashuto, is he favoured by the bounce? It's awkward. His gather was good. Sweeping hand past McDermott. The Adelaide Crows. Anderson's handball. Wanganeen goes into Andrew Jarman. Andrew Jarman's little kick to half forward to brother Darren. And he's marked. You'd have to consider that he's too far out to score. He's looking to play on, but the umpire, who has blown time on, has asked him to come back and kick over the man on the mark. He tries the big torpedo punt. It doesn't work. Silvani waits for it. Punched away by Kernahan. Rebounds to Steins. He gets it away to Neitz, and Victoria out of trouble.
Hannah the target. Hannah makes it. Stats continue to grow. 16 kicks now for Hannah from centre wing. The Vicks needing the next goal. They've worked so hard in this quarter.
Well done.
Good grab from the side. He's got runners everywhere. Ablett short now. Goes for him. Gary stands his ground. Hocking over the back. Off the ground. It's a goal. Scores a level.
Actually, there's some really good play on that case. When the ball was on centre wing there after that Boyd kick, Hocking and Grant ran in forward of the action, but he decided to go across to Ablett. Now there was players on the right there, and Hocking was one, Grant was the other, and now Hocking coming into screen. There's Grant on the right-hand side. They were offering leads further up the ground. Good play by those 2 players to offer something to Boyd to kick to.
14 kicks and 9 handballs for Hocking.
So 9-6 to 8 goals 12. Hogg gets it to Calthorpe in trouble. Back it goes, it's forced forward, overrunning it was Tregenza. In goes Grant. Little bit of a misunderstanding between
There's a
Mercury
Victorian
and Grant.
in the centre.
It's Calthorpe's kick to half forward, and it's been marked by Harvey.
Grant's just getting up in the centre circle. He's hurt himself. He doesn't look too good.
Harvey goes for goal. A long kick. Nigel Smart gets back. And it goes over for a boundary throw in, as we still see Chris Grant gathering his footing there, and a couple of the trainers attending him. A boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Victoria.
Scores level inside the last minute of this third quarter. It's been Victoria's term so far. Wanganeen caught, can't get rid of it. Gets a free kick, might have been lucky. From the back pocket, Wanganeen.
Very cheap free kick, that one.
Can one team have an edge at three-quarter time? Remembering at the moment that it's 9-6 to 8-12, 60 apiece. Jamison runs on for Rashudo. Oh, bad handball. Grant takes it to Hannah. Still time for the Vicks. Big Mill goes for goal and has missed it. But the Vicks are in front. The Vicks are in front.
When you get that opportunity, you've got to make the opposition pay, and that was a bad kick by Milano.
After a bad handball from Jamison.
Yes.
21 scoring shots, Victoria. South Australia, 15.
Well, since quarter time, Victoria's kicked 5-11. They've been inaccurate. Anderson. Platten. As the siren sounds, we're set up for a classic final term. Victoria a point in front at three-quarter time. 8-13 to 9-6. Well, what better stage could be set here? A full house playing for the Malcolm Blight Cup, and the Vicks lead by a point. 8-13 to 9-6. Start of the last quarter. Wren's big effort. McDermott couldn't quite control it. Scholl backhanded it. It's back into the centre square. Jarman was over the top. Darren Jarman squeezes a little kick out cleverly up towards Bond. Collins did a pretty good job on him in the third quarter. Bond pushes it forward. Burke and Brown get back quickly and hold it up with Hines over the top.
The intensity's been displayed already from both some players from both sides. The way they're going in after the ball. No one's standing back. No one's got the ascendancy as yet.
Mercury had to sit and wait. He did it cleverly out to Brown. Brown away at centre wing. His centering kick up towards Harvey. Good mark for Rashudo. He looked to be off. He looked to be away. He felt for Harvey. And now goes back over the mark. Now called to play on. Rashudo from half back to centre half forward. Hines' big leap. Snared by Mercury.
Dropping it. He dropped it. Oh, wasn't he lucky?
Lucky, very fortunate.
Mercury back into the centre. Brown, who kicked the goal late in the third quarter. Out wide for Calthorpe, running up for him. Ablett provides the lead. Calthorpe to Ablett. Smart goes with him. Ablett unable to do it. Hannah. There's loose men at centre half forward. Back to Calthorpe. Difficult kick for Harvey. Victoria conceding ground. Mercury held up by Jarman. A quick kick away, an important ball. Hocking couldn't take it with the one grab. Tregenza's little toe poke.
Gee, can't you sense how very, very important it is there? Right there, 3 or 4 chances for Victoria. Now it goes down to South Australia. McDermott's kick to full forward. Punched away by Langford. Ball there to be won. Neats and Hines. Langford making a contest. Hines has got it. Hines' snapshot. It's a goal! South Australia in front by 5 points.
And Darren Jarman is down. 2 Victorian players went in very hard. Harvey and also Nathan Burke up in the centre square. But here we've got Hines. And Darren Jarman's up on his feet now. He seems to be all right. Kapler's coming on the ground. Anderson off. As Hines goes in, that was a great goal.
South Australians all milled around Darren Jarman after he tapped it out to his brother Andrew to set it up. Victoria 5 points behind, 10-6 to 8-13. McDermott through the centre, Jamison. Tregenza, high ball, it'll be touch play on, didn't go far enough either. Brown punches it forward. Holt's handball was ineffective. Calthorpe to Chris Grant. Back to Gavin Brown. McKay runs him down. Maybe South Australia are starting to flow now. McDermott to Platten to Andrew Jarman. Stops and props. Measures his kick. Kernahan and Langford. Front spot Neats.
Bruce, you can't do what Brown did in that instant there. He came back. He should have done the instinctive thing, which was go onto the left foot, get the ball down. It's a real pressure game. And these guys have really lifted their work rate.
Big effort by Tregenza to the pocket. Bond unable to get there in time, out of play. Crowd going wild here. Curly Austin, Kevin Sheehan, Ted Whitten, Bob Skilton. The Victorian hierarchy. The board being worked overtime. Anderson off the ground. Francis. Neither you would think would return, particularly Francis with his hamstring. He's certainly out of business.
So the ruck contest, McDermott gets it to Tregenza. Tregenza's kick towards full forward, little push, not paid. Modra off the ground's performed a miracle. Tony Modra has kicked 6 goals in a wonderful performance, and South Australia now lead by 11 points.
Well, Stephen Silvani was a good player in the third quarter because he was prepared to back himself in. Here he is behind, and when you're in front, you control the play. Look, Modra's in front, controlling play, first to recover, and that was a great goal.
Well, now the onus is right on Victoria. South Australia have kicked the first 2 goals of the last term. They force it forward through Jamison. Falling over, it's left for Hines. It was Newts who fell over. The kick into the forward pocket, taken by Langford. And he goes over. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Rod Austin on the telephone, down to the bench. So some anxiety now for the Victorian coaching staff. Langford doing the ruck work with Kernahan. Kernahan gets the tap out, goes to the back. Gatherers by Mercury. Mercury, you're in trouble. That was a throw. You were caught with one arm. That's what tossed it away with the other.
Gavin Brown did it. Mercury, the instinctive thing was to give it off and get rid of it early. Tries to do the second thing. You get rid of it in club football, but you can't do it here.
McDermott's free kick. He'll kick from about 60. Modra trying to provide a lead. Short to Kapler. Now he's a left footer. If he can get around Scholl here, or Mercury, he can't. He goes with the right foot and kicks it out of bounds on the full. So a let off for Victoria. Kapler with one goal, 2.
Boyd off and Cameron coming on. And where's Cameron going? He's being picked up by Wanganeen. Is he going midfield or forward pocket?
Langford goes for distance. Wants Steins to take the mark. Wren did it beautifully to Andrew Jarman. To Darren Jarman. Handball inside. McDermott to Wren. Wren's poor kick drifting away from behind, and South Australia are 2 goals in front. It's 11-7 to 8-13.
Kick in by Silvani, and he finds Craig Scholl. Scholl in the left back pocket for Victoria. Goes short. Dropping it Hogg. Can't get past Hines, but got the handball away. Neats goes to Scholl. Scholl forced to kick hurriedly. High in towards the centre. Great mark, Andrew Jarman. Look at this. The setup goes to Bond. And brilliantly unbalanced Andrew Jarman. Bond's kick, Kernahan marks. South Australia maybe look the more composed team at the moment. Kernahan gives it away back to Bond.
Where's Andrew Collins?
Bond for South Australia. If he kicks this goal in a low-scoring game, it'll be very difficult for Victoria to get back. It's a goal! No, it's not. It's a point. Bond to the Hines. They'll look for the connacht from the supporters behind the goals, Bruce, and they went up in the air in unison.
Cheering at home, weren't they? Scholl gets it from Silvani. At centre half back, the Vicks must get the next goal. To the centre wing. Coming in late, Harvey, giving away a free kick. Tregenza standing his ground, getting it.
Leon Cameron's going with Darren Kapler. Now, whether Cameron's playing half-back or ruck rover, looks like he could be playing half-back or wing on Kapler.
Harvey in trouble on the mark.
Yeah, he's in big trouble, Harvey, isn't he? That late effort on Tregenza. Tregenza wide. Modra the target. What a mark. Rode over the top of Collins, who was in the death seat, really. 6 goals to Modra.
Danny Frawley coming on for Victoria.
Modra goes high to full forward, wanting a Kernahan mark, big fly. Hogg at the back under pressure, kicks away quickly. Bond's pace has been away for Collins. Modra's handball to Bond, still with Bond, should give it back to Modra, he does. Modra outside 50, clever to Ren. Oh, well done Tingay. Stretch, just put enough pressure.
Well
Gets
done,
back
Tingay.
over the top again, Tingay. The Vicks are hanging on. Scholes high ball. Andrew Jarman in the box seat, he's playing a game tonight. Doesn't he love it here, Jarman? 11 kicks and 8 handballs. Goes out wide, gets to Rashudo.
Rashudo is on the forward end of the square, about 65 metres from goal. He puts it to within scoring distance, right near the square. No mark taken.
It's a free
Get a
kick.
free kick.
Free kick. Neitz is going up into the forward line. Frawley is taking Neitz' place. And here's the free kick. It's to Kernahan against Langford.
Now, what would the umpire be doing here? Has he lost the contact lens?
I'd say he's lost it. Yeah, he has for sure. Chris Mitchell with him.
So, pretty good officiating there. I'm sure the umpire's going to hand it to one of the trainers. But Stephen Kernahan.
This is very disconcerting for one who wears contact lenses and loses it, because it takes a while to readjust as far as your sight goes.
Well, does that make this shot a goal?
No, the shot should be all right, but just he's focusing when he's going for a mark. If he doesn't put it back in, he's going to be in a bit of trouble.
Well, here we go. Oh, it's a shocker. Right across the face, and it's out of bounds on the full. So the free kick in the back pocket to be taken for Victoria by Danny Frawley.
Well, similar to the third quarter where Victoria dominated and couldn't put it on the board. The same thing happening with South Australia in the final term. Frawley on the ground, out towards Steins. Tregenza hooks it back. Silvani takes a chance, had to take the mark. Bond back to Platten, should have gone straight on, I think, Bond, because he had Modra on his own in the goal square and turned backwards. And the kick by Platten out of bounds on the fall.
Can't criticise Silvani when he hits the ball as hard as that. Goes for it, backs himself in.
So Frawley, the St Kilda skipper, who's been on the interchange until the last couple of minutes, goes with a wide ball. Big fly by Hines, who's lost a boot. Mercuri's handball was ineffective. Ran over the top. Steins back to Cowthorpe. The little gift to Frawley. Frawley's kick under pressure, and Victoria are really struggling all of a sudden. McKay to take it from centre wing.
Well, I would say, Don, that since the start of the last quarter, they haven't been over the centre.
No, that's right, Ian, but the intensity is still there from Victoria.
Well, they need to score pretty quickly. We've got down under 13 minutes now. Good mark taken by Frawley at right half back. Short kick. Can he make something out of this? Gavin Brown is marked. Johnny Platten not prepared to give the ball back, wasting time. And down goes Frawley, but an ordinary kick. Just off the side of the boot. Good
Neitz.
gather by Neitz. Handball over the top. Here's Calthorpe into the action. Gave it away. You're in trouble, Kapler. No, he gets helped out by Jamieson. South Australians are away. This man has had something to say about it. Andrew Jarman, one way then the other. Then gets that right foot away. Up towards half forward. And Kernahan takes a good diving mark. Handballs quickly. Platten, you're going to be caught, but he gets his kick up towards full forward. But Silvani stands firm and has taken the mark. Oh, my golly! Great mark, Brown, because they were in all sorts of trouble if he hadn't have taken that. He runs down the ground. Hines nearly got him. He's kicked into the centre, and the mark is taken by Rashudo.
Gee, Brown under pressure from Silvani's kick, and then Silvani not shepherding for Brown and putting him under pressure again. Rashudo long, Kernahan starting to take a few grabs. Russell back on the ground, Burke runs him down. Platten out of bounds on the fall. Dipper, what's the story from the Vic camp?
Unfortunately for Mark Huffey, he has twisted his right ankle and it's heavily bandaged. I don't suppose we'll see him back in the game.
No.
Brad Boyd on the boundary line too. He's going to come on for Victoria. Let's hope they get him up around midfield. They need something.
Vics haven't scored in this final term.
Scholl coming off for Victoria.
Cameron underneath it, thumps it forward. Brown trying to raise a gallop. Boyd will get a free kick. Jarman manhandling him, and Boyd just coming off the interchange. Now, can the Vic set something up? Mercury takes it off him. Goes with a bounce. Frawley provides a shepherd. Oh, poor kick again by Mercury. Up towards centre half forward. McKay attacks it hard. Tingay can't break the McKay tackle, and McKay does it brilliantly. Gets it to Wren. Wren to Kapler. This is where he's dangerous. Kapler, Modra underneath it. Kernahan in the pocket. A running ball and out of play. But South Australia have got it just where they want it, deep in the forward line.
You mentioned Mark Mercury's kick being just a little askew. He had Jimmy Steins running in support just off to the right there. Tackles South Australia in this last quarter 7-1, and it really is showing on the scoreboard. Boundary throw in. Langford gets his right hand to it. Platten tries to carry it through the pack. Scott Russell's kick across his body goes into the square. Collins looking for a free kick. Nothing happening. He'll take it over for a boundary throw in. So in the opposite forward pocket, only about 15 metres around from the South Australian goal. 3 centre breaks to South Australia and 0 to Victoria.
Oh, well done.
Big tap out by Wren. Football underneath McDermott, gathered by Darren Jarman. And he squeezed a score out of it. 1 behind. 1 goal, 1 to Darren Jarman, but the leading goal scorer on the ground, Tony Modra, with 6 magnificent goals. And that crowd loved Tony Modra. Silvani goes in short. Mark taken by Calthorpe.
South Australia 14 points in front. Victoria still with plenty of time. Just 1 goal for the Vics, you'd feel, would turn this game around, because South Australia hasn't been able to bury them as yet, despite the fact they're dominating in field play. Jarman over the top, Mercury. Tingay out wide. Burke. This is about as deep as Victoria's had it most of the quarter.
Good
Ablett.
mark.
Well, he's a thumping kick. He'll kick from about 70.
Nearly gone.
Will he go for a torpedo? He does. Doesn't quite get onto it. Falls to within 20 metres. Neat's outnumbered in the end. Wanganeen. Hannah. High ball. It's a chance. It's a goal.
How can you tell?
There is just absolutely no reaction here from the crowd as Mil Hannah
How could you tell the goal umpire ran about 20 yards?
has kicked his first goal.
And that's just what the Vics wanted, and suddenly they're back within 8 points.
Well, Neat's contest here. The ball to the ground. And over the shoulder goes Hannah. It must have only just got in.
So 8 points is the margin. Wren has dominated the centre bounces. Opportunity for Frawley. Gets it to his St Kilda teammate in Nathan Burke. Now away to Leon Cameron. Little kick by Cameron. The mark taken by Gary Hocking. Players running down the ground. He could give it to Brown. No, Hannah chipped in. Bit of a misunderstanding. But Hannah was good. He gets it back. Good stuff there by Gary Hocking. Goes into the centre. Danny Frawley, go long. He's looking down there for Neats.
Oh, well.
Nearly got it.
Bad luck.
Tackle McKay. Got rid of it. Wanganeen's hand pass. Intercepted by Mercury. Good work by Mercury. Away goes Nigel Smart. He gets his left foot to it. Kicks it close to the boundary line. And it runs away from Darren Jarman, much to his disappointment, and goes over for a boundary throw in. And we've seen a couple of situations in that box where wrists could have been slashed at any stage of the evening. Kevin Sheehan giving the moustache a little bit of a touch-up. South Australia by 8 points. 8.5 minutes left. Gary Hocking goes long. Andrew McKay tackled fiercely by Tingay. Good play by Grant. He got his right foot to it. Kicked it up to the pocket. Bouncing ball awkward for Wanganeen. He's left it behind Neats. The kick was not on. He looked for Mercury. In goes Hogg. Shoots it here. Wanganeen should get a free kick. Not forthcoming.
That was a terrific effort by Tingay out on centre wing. He's done a few great things, Stephen Tingay. The little things that often go unnoticed.
11-9 to 9-13.
McDermott coming off too for South Australia.
Steins wins the tap away. McKay had to go against the flow. Ablett's left foot for goal from the pocket. Goes very wide and out of bounds on the fall.
Viney replacing McDermott. Viney going to half forward, being picked up by Brad Boyd.
Ablett with 4 goals tonight. Hard to bring it back in. South Australia now under pressure. dominated the first part of the last quarter. 44,598 here tonight. Hart goes out wide.
High flyer, Boyd.
Can't he get
About
up?
fifth in line, took the mark. Away to Brown. Brown's kick across his body, good distance. Up towards full forward. Oh, what a great leap by Nigel Smart. If you thought Boyd's was good, that one was better. Smart gives the hand pass away. That's confidence for you. Jamison short kick. Finds Tregenza. McKay running beautifully from half back. Gets around onto the right foot. South Australia back into attack towards half forward. Frawley in trouble. Overrun by Bond. In there is Collins and he holds it up at centre half back. McDermott now on the bench. Champion Francis and Anderson are his compatriots to see the game out, I would suggest. 7 minutes left and South Australia lead by 8 points. Hines chopped off by Calthorpe. He's been good in his first state game. David Calthorpe. He kicks out to the wing. Hannah under pressure. Wren.
Well tackled.
You're under pressure. Todd Viney from Cameron, and Todd Viney held onto will take the free kick.
Should have been on earlier, Cameron.
Both he and Viney have had little part in the match so far, standing each other in the desperate last quarter as Frawley punches it over the line against Hines. You would think if South Australia get one more goal, it'll be enough. They lead 11-9 to 9-13. They've won 5 out of the last 7. Victoria won 5 out of the first 6 in the State of Origin clashes. This is the 14th time the two teams have met since that first one in 79. The kick
Well
back
done,
to Mercury.
Hockey.
Good take by Mercury. Again hangs on to it forever.
He wants...
Handball puts the pressure on Tingay and South Australia rip it away. Well, Mark Mercury has made 2 or 3 big mistakes in this last
He's
quarter.
just trying to do that little bit too much. He should do the instinctive thing and that's get rid of the ball. He just can't do it at this level.
Well, I'm sure the runner will go out to just say that to him, I would think.
It was a wonderful
Well, there
opportunity.
goes the runner
wasn't it?
now. We'll just wait and see who he goes to.
Victoria looked to be in there. Brown's lifted in the last quarter. McKay. Hocking had a terrific first quarter. Goes to full forward. Big fly by Neitz. Wren Abler puts some pressure on him. Smart, good take. Controls the kick. Gets to Hart at half back.
And the runner's gone straight to Mark Mercury, so I think he'd be relaying that message.
Kapler, backward to centre wing. Thumping kick. Platten and Hogg, they've been together all night. Frawley, fresh legs in the last quarter. Hines with him. Still with Frawley. Hasn't been able to give up the footy yet. He's secured a teammate. Burke bangs it back straight to Kapler. Takes a diving mark at centre wing. Crowd call for him to kick it on quickly. Modra's in the goal square. Jarman, that's Andrew lurking at centre half forward. Kapler's wide kick. Modra's going to have a long chase here.
And the ball is wide into a vacant area. Modra's handball too severe, or did Tregenza take his
Well
eyes
done,
off it?
Silvani.
Silvani was terrific. Possession there by Grant was good. Tingay gets the rebound but kicks to a vacant area. No mark taken. But Nigel Smart, athletic, dispossessed. Ablett, he goes back after it again. Nigel Smart, brilliant. So was Wanganeen. Handball gathered by Jarman. That man is skilled. He's kicked towards full forward. Knocked away by Hogg from Platten. It rebounds for Collins. Collins under a bit of pressure. Gets a high kick. Close to the line. No mark taken. Kick off the ground by Steins is still in play, but Wanganeen is there. And Wanganeen bangs it back towards half forward. Good play, Cameron. Made a path for Danny Frawley. Frawley's kick is a bit of an up and under to a vacant half forward area again. Nigel Smart. Well done, Gary Ablett. Milhana break the tackle. No. But he can get it away to Mercury. Get rid of it this time, son. He goes for goal. Mark Mercury.
Goal.
He's repaid us for the mistakes earlier. Kick the goal.
Well, there was some absolutely fantastic individual efforts from both sides there. Players from both sides. This is just a high standard game. Smart doing particularly well on Ablett. He's banging himself coming out to meet the ball. It just doesn't go for him. Good effort by Hannah. Now the first time this is the right time. And goalward he goes, Mercury.
Minutes remaining, 11-9 to 10-13. 2 points of difference. The Vics are coming home with a rush. Hines, good tackle by Hocking. It'll be Foster's Cup conditions if it's a draw here. Extra time played at both ends. And South Australia are 2 points in front. The Vicks have come back with the last 2 goals in this final term. Kapler's long ball. Bond has been too good for Collins in most of their encounters. Just outside 50, Bond.
Well, he's prepared to play in front.
And he is a long kick for a little man, just 20 years of age. He's got Wren short. Drop punt right to the goal. Kernahan in the box seat. Comes to ground. Nathan Burke against the flow under pressure. Good kick under pressure. Kept it in play. Frawley overruns it. Russell back to Kernahan. Left foot had no distance. Straight to Langford. Langford thumps it out to centre wing. Hannah goes to ground. Hart misses it. Still with Hart. Tackle. Good. Back to Hannah. Hannah's been magnificent. Probably should have given the handball away first to Boyd. Boyd's kick. This is important to McCurry. He's got Calthorpe over the top. The Vicks are in with a chance. Calthorpe the grunt. Swing it out wide to Tingate. Chris Grant goes for goal. Bad kick. Ablett out of position. Smart takes the back.
And Chris hurt himself too.
Oh, what a great game of football. Sit on your seats at home. We haven't finished yet. 2.5 minutes left. And South Australia, composed at half-back, have the possession through Wanganeen. Gavin Wanganeen, a great game again tonight. Short kick. Running up from defence is Jamison. They may try and play possession football, but there's still time for Victoria to go down the ground. He's kicked the half forward. Mark is taken by Wren. Not paid. Umpire's thrown the whistle away. Pratton tackle. He's got the football. And the umpire will call for a bounce on the back end of the square in South Australia's attacking half.
They've really got to hold this up now. They can play possession football, and let's hope the time ticks away for them. The Victorians have just got to attack.
Danny Frawley a chance. Goes wide. Very wide. McKay can't take. Yes, a great mark in that situation by the boy from Lucendale. And the South Australian fans are pretty happy with that. He gets the hand pass to Jamison. Jamison goes down the ground with an awful kick. Possession important here. Craig Scholl, well done. Plays it to his own advantage. Got pressure applied by Kapler, but Scholl gets back onto the right foot. Kicks Victoria back into their attacking half.
Up to centre half forward. Wanganeen went without it. South Australia with the numbers hocking over the top, and it'll be a ball up. Gee, Scholl was good, wasn't he? If he'd gone to ground, the game was gone.
All over.
Victoria trailed by 2 points in a thriller in the state of origin. Rashudo's kick. Scholl running his heart out. Will it stay in? South Australian fans scream for it to go out. Scholl squeezes it towards the 50. McCurry taken by not by Hock. McCurry punches it forward. Still the Vicks go forward. It's at the 50 and it's going to be a ball up again.
It's not a place for faint hearts out there at the moment. They're going, a lot of them.
What a game. Inside the last 3/4 of a minute. The next play, the all-important. Hocking, can he get the handball? A chance for Grant. Grant goes for goal. A high ball to full forward. Ablett's there. Ablett's with a chance. Left foot by Ablett. It's a free kick.
Yeah, South Australian free kick, I think.
And there's no doubt the free kick was there. Player being held.
So the free kick coming back. Look at Teddy Whitten. He can't believe it. Tingay goes. 15 seconds remaining. This could be the big play for the night. Jamison forces it out, and South Australia have 8 seconds to hang on. 11-9 to 10-13. We've had a couple of 4-point State of Origin matches. This is the closest ever between the two. Steins' left-hand handball off the ground. Burke's quick kick. Too late for the Vicks. Takes it at the second attempt. And South Australia's won the ball game.
Fantastic.
Well, it has been a privilege to be here tonight.
It's the best football game I've seen.
Just words fail to describe the effort that those fellows put in. They really did provide a top-class effort. It had everything there tonight.
It says a lot about the AFL competition when we bring these players together, and in a one-off they can produce such a match.
Well, if you get, 22 guys in each team, and they do what Don said at the finish, for the whole night, They have a real go at each other physically. I guarantee you all those players there would have been wrapped. Victoria lost, South Australia won. Neil Curley on the boundary line.
Well, I won't keep you second, Mac. That was one of the best ever.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, who said State of Origin footy was dead? The crowd was fantastic. The game was played in great spirit. You know, both sides hard at the ball. You couldn't have wished for a better night.
You've been in some good games, but I've seen a lot of great games of footy, but I don't think I've seen a better one than that.
No, certainly. I mean, she was tight all night, and you know, no one gave in, and it was a great game right till the end. You know, it's a real credit to both sides. It's just great to be part of it.
Well done, son. Go to your players. Back to you, Bruce.
Neil Curley with the South Australian captain, Chris McDermott.
Thanks, Bruce. Congratulations to South Australia.
Congratulations to the grand cause and the South Australian competition once more. Let me give you one warning. We'll be looking for you next year. But first, congratulations and my congratulations. The first game of interstate football to win the UJ Western Hills. My pleasure to Mr. David Caldwell. It's a hard-fought game, so good winners, and just a pleasure to represent the state to win this medal tonight, but unfortunately we lost, but we'll be back next year and hopefully get out of the top. To the 22 blokes and to the other blokes who injured, Bradles, Freddie, Osby, with us playing for our state, nothing better than wearing a state jumper, and thank you very much. Hello to former South Australian and Victorian champions, maybe one of them Gary Neville and the Bravo, Malcolm White, to become the president. Thank you very much. I think we really enjoyed a fantastic game of football.
Congratulations to South Australia and also Victoria. And I think I should also say, if there's any doubt whether we should play state football or not, I think we're going to have to look at tonight's game. May it last forever.
Thanks, Malcolm. Commiserations to Victoria. Magnificent effort on their behalf, and they certainly did their state proud. To our blokes, it's a special moment for us every year to don this Guernsey. We're all very proud to wear it, and it was a magnificent effort by everybody that was a part of the squad this year. And thanks to the football public of Australia for supporting State of Origin footy. It certainly was a great night. Thank you.